A Persian New Year celebration in Westlake Village went horribly awry after one partygoer allegedly shot and killed another. Valley View's Alexis Lipnicki has the story.
Westlake Village is known for its sprawling lawns, good schools, and friendly neighbors. It's been rated as one of the safest places to live in the nation. But a recent shooting at a party has flustered residents of this sleepy town.
What I did see through the fence was the suspect was laying in a pool of blood, and his face was, as he turned his face toward me, his face was very bloody.
Neighbors of both the accused and the host of the party want to keep things as private as possible. Several people refuse to share their story, including the suspect's son.
Probably talk to the attorney.
I'm standing outside the home where police say Norman Schureman was shot. Witnesses say the suspect drank too much, left the party, returned with 2 firearms and a knife. That's when a scuffle broke out.
The suspect, Stephen Hanma, lives only 2 doors down from the house where the party took place. He's currently in police custody. The victim, Norman Schureman, was airlifted to UCLA Medical Center and died of his wounds shortly thereafter. He was coincidentally the son-in-law of the party's host. He was a well-respected teacher at Pasadena's Art Center College of Design and is survived by his wife and 3 children. But city officials want to assure residents that Westlake Village is just as safe as it was before.
Was there anything that the city could have done to prevent something like this from happening? And the answer is clearly no. It was a party, okay? Westlake Village is not a dangerous place to live in. This is a party, people got drunk, out of control. And these were adults.
Police Captain Joseph Stevens says it's important to remember bad things happen everywhere.
Even the most pristine, crime-free communities are not immune to an occasional very serious incident. Just never know what can happen.
In Westlake Village, I'm Alexis Lipnicki for Valley View News.
A so-called grassroots political movement is staging events all over the country. Under a banner of fiscal responsibility and more limited government, members of the Tea Party are rallying. Thousands of Tea Party supporters showed their dissatisfaction with the current administration in Searchlight, Nevada last week. The town is home to Senator Harry Reid, who helped push the massive health care bill through Congress. Critics blame Reid for what they see as the Democratic agenda in Washington, which is the opposite of the Tea Party philosophy. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the year-old Tea Party is in some ways directed by the Republican Party, though she does agree with some of their views. The so-called Tea Party Express is scheduled to end up in Washington State on Tax Day, April 15th.
Stonewall Democrats held an event for politicians addressing some key issues for gays. Stonewall is a grassroots Democratic lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender organization. Nick Robles has more.
Campaigning for the November election has already started. Politician Karen Bass was honored for her work in the gay community, while she served as California Assembly Speaker. In the heart of downtown Los Angeles, a block from the Nokia Center, political activists and politicians came to address LGBTA issues. The political event was put on by the Stonewall Young Democrats in an LA penthouse featuring drinks, appetizers, and a celebrity MC, Beth Broderick.
Been a hugely involved with the gay community for many, many years, since 1984, and it's very dear to my heart, and I love Stonewall.
Here, Stonewall Young Democrats were honoring former Speaker Karen Bass as she makes her run for Congress. Congresswoman Lucille Roybal-Allard spoke about issues the gay people face.
To talk about gay issues and certainly about AIDS. It was my father who appropriated the first money for research for AIDS.
I am simply out to show my support for other elected leaders that are in the area and try to help them move the state and the districts that we all live within.
The event had more than 80 people attend, with only 4 volunteers running the event.
I think it's very important as a young gay man and Latino man to be involved politically and bring awareness to issues that I think are important to myself.
This is a way of saying, thank you, Karen Bass, for your support for the LGBT community. We got your back.
In downtown Los Angeles, Nick Robles, Valley View News.
The LA City Council and Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa have reached an agreement on higher water and power rates. The new rate hikes will be announced during a press conference. DWP residential customers as well as businesses were angry over the original increase plan. Under the old plan, customers could have seen rates increase as much as 27%. The money generated by the increase will go to fund future solar energy efforts.
Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa seems to be getting support for a new transit system. Washington officials say the proposed system could serve as a national model for speeding economic recovery. Reports say the Obama administration is exploring ways to help Los Angeles build 12 transit lines in 10 years. The federal government has loaned money for transportation projects, but not on the scale that Villaraigosa is seeking. One transit board member estimates that up to $750 million is needed in order to get started. Reports say the mayor's new plan is being supported by California Senators Barbara Boxer and Dianne Feinstein.
Los Angeles County has experienced more rain than usual these past couple of months. All that water has caused a lot of road damage, making it a bumpier ride for drivers. Valley View's Suzanne Tatoy has the story.
Though the rainy season seems to be over, drivers now have to deal with the aftermath. Potholes. They cover the streets of the Los Angeles County, and some drivers say they are unsafe.
I feel it's unfair because we need to be taken care of as well, and if a car accident happens from it or something happens, it's not our fault that we can control it, that we go over that pothole and swerve and hit another car.
Streets are made of asphalt that is built on a base of gravel. The asphalt pavement is a mixture of cement, sand, and rock.
So how do potholes like these form? Well, they form because the asphalt eventually cracks from the heat of the sun and stresses of everyday traffic. When it rains, water fills these cracks, weakens the layers, and leaves holes in the road.
Potholes vary in size. They can be small or get really big. They can also cost you lots of money.
To get another alignment, it'd be usually around another $100. But if you do damage a wheel or a tire, you could be looking anywhere from another $100 to another $500. Some of the factory wheels cost anywhere from $400 to $800.
Unfortunately, drivers will have to wait a while before they see newly paved roads. It appears that potholes won't get fixed anytime soon. Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa said, "I can tell you that with cuts, and particularly with layoffs, there will be a diminution of city services, including the filling of potholes."
The government cutting the budget for fixing potholes, I think that's a huge slap to the face to drivers. If my car got damaged, I would expect the city to pay for it, since it's their responsibility to maintain everything, especially the streets.
Frustrated drivers will have to endure the bumpy roads until the city gets more funds to refill the holes. In Woodland Hills, I'm Suzanne Tatoy for Valley View News.
And then there were four, but two teams in college basketball's Final Four were from unlikely schools. Sports when we return.